There are still a number of climate sceptics out there, but I think it was very succinctly put by Sir David Attenborough, who said that frankly there was just too much of a risk to ignore it. I personally do believe it's with us, it's very evident. Back in the day, if you were environmentally minded, it was something that you campaigned for and hoped for, but I think now, today, there are actually some very good economic reasons for taking a more environmental view to the way you manage land and people. We have been embarking on a journey of regenerative agriculture in the last 7-8 years, and it's seen yields increase, we've seen soil resilience and soil health improve.
We do seem as though we're getting a lot more weather events. We're trying to put resilience into the farming system to cope with these ever-swinging weather patterns. We put a lot of investment into our soils, both in organic materials going in. Livestock is a big part of what we do, and it's integrated livestock within our arable rotation as well. So, if we look at the moment, we've got some sheep grazing on arable land, on cover crops that we've got into the system. And we've also got a large cattle herd as well, and a big part of that cattle herd is actually organic manure coming out of that cattle herd going back onto our soils. One of our farming policies is to have a living root growing in the fields all year round, sequestering carbon. We want to go down to the detail of what species are best, not just for the soil, but for capturing carbon. We're standing here, hedgerows all the way around these fields. Do they affect carbon sequestration? There's a lot of questions to be answered as yet, and I think we're only at the start of the journey of understanding how land management affects carbon and carbon sequestration.
What we've done here is actually we've tried to bring nature closer to people. So we have an estimated 800,000 visitors to the reserve every year. We wanted them to feel that they were coming to a very special place. The landscape speaks for itself, but if the landscape sings to you, you then become engaged with it. The nature reserve has multiple habitats, and one of them is the salt marsh. And we are led to believe that salt marsh has a wonderful ability to capture carbon, allegedly as much carbon as a rainforest. So we must also look at these potential benefits that we're also supplying beyond the landscape and the environment.
2,500 acres of woodland is a lot. It's a lot on arable land, let alone woodland. We want to get what we have under management and established well, and promoting the three factors that we work towards, so the social, environmental and economic benefits that the woods can give. We want to understand what our standing natural capital is valued at. So not only is that kind of from species diversity, yield class, understanding our timber volume across the estate, but also understanding our carbon storage and sequestration rates as well in our standing crop. And what we want that to feed into is how is our silvicultural practices promoting that. So when we thin a wood, we will hopefully increase the yield class, so higher timber production because the trees have got more space, but we also want to then increase the carbon sequestration rates. So we're now going through each compartment, measuring everything from ground flora to pest and disease to biosecurity issues, which is one of the biggest things at the moment. Then hopefully get a sound understanding of our compartment schedule of what we have here and how we're going to promote it, and carbon being one of the driving factors for that, so we can understand exactly what we've got.